Greetings from Lincoln, Nebraska in the United States of America. My name is Rhonda Fuelberth, and I teach in the Music Education Department at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln, where I teach courses in vocal choral music education and music and special education. For the past 10 years, I have also been the program and artistic director of I2 Choir, Inclusive, Intergenerational, Exponentially Better Together. The community choir is open to all participants, 5th grade and above, who can sing, as well as those who want to learn to sing. Participants are encouraged to join in cross-age, cross-ability groups, or singing teams of 2 to 4 who want to participate in the ensemble together. Membership is made up of individuals who wish to sing with and support family members and friends with a variety of physical, sensory, and cognitive challenges. Using the principles of universal design for learning, musical growth activities are designed to maximize the learning potential for everyone who participates. It is our intention that singers and audience members use their voices to advocate, to act, and to promote access, inclusion, unity, and diversity within our communities. To start my presentation today, Motivated to Learn, UDL Strategies for Maximizing Engagement in Music Classrooms, I would like to share a video of members of the choir singing a favorite song of James, the singer in the red t-shirt. Singing and playing with James are members of I2 Choir and also senior music education majors at the university. I hope you can see and hear some of what I assure you is an individual motivated to learn. James, seen here conducting our final signature piece, Draw the Circle, has been a member of I2 Choir since its beginning and is a great example of what happens when learners feel that they are agents of their own learning and musicians feel they are agents of their own musicianship. That song, by the way, is featured in Grey's Anatomy, and James is a big fan. Since then, James has been writing letters to a variety of music groups, letting them know that we would love to have them come and perform with us in I2 Choir. Effective educators envision classrooms full of motivated students who are actively engaged in learning. Students whose ownership of the learning process leads to lifelong engagement with a particular discipline. UDL has been at the heart of the I2 Choir project since its beginning. Using the principles of universal design for learning, musical growth activities are proactively designed to maximize the learning potential for everyone who participates. Universal design for learning has become an instructional paradigm designed to maximize learning in a variety of disciplines. At its core is the assertion that when instructors increase the number of learning options available to students, everyone benefits. UDL principles were initially developed with learner variability in mind and are organized into 3 categories, along with accompanying guidelines and strategies. While UDL was initially developed as a means for including individuals with a variety of special educational needs, consistent implementation of the curriculum framework is likely to benefit all learners. UDL Principle 1 provides multiple flexible methods of presentation. UDL Principle 2, multiple flexible methods of expression and apprenticeship. And finally, UDL 3 supports affective learning by providing multiple flexible options for engagement. UDL Principle 3 is known as the motivation principle, and it allows for more meaningful connection to the process of learning. While I initially learned about the UDL principles in the order that they appear on the screen, It is interesting to note that CAST, originally the Center for Applied Special Technology, has since listed the engagement principle first in all its publications. After all, a learner must be motivated to learn in order for the other two principles to come into play. Affect represents a crucial element to learning, and learners differ markedly in the ways in which they can be engaged or motivated to learn. There are a variety of sources that can influence individual variation in affect, including neurology, culture, personal relevance, subjectivity, and background knowledge, along with a variety of other factors. Some learners are highly engaged by spontaneity and novelty, while others are disengaged, even frightened by those aspects, preferring strict routine. Some learners might like to work alone, while others work with their peers and prefer it. So as we're thinking about this, motivation then becomes key, and that is the reason why we're going to focus on that for this presentation. So in this presentation, we will explore some strategies for increasing motivation in inclusive music classrooms. With the goal of placing ownership in the hands of the students we serve, we will explore these overarching practices: how teacher facilitators design instruction and prepare the learning environment, how we engage learners in the process of building empowering learning experiences, and how we place ownership in the hands of student musicians, transitioning them to the role of autonomous learners. Throughout the session, we will explore strategies used in an inclusive and intergenerational community choir, I2 choir, to increase ownership and enhance meaningful autonomous participation, to connect to singer interest, promoting individual contributions, helping singers connect to their personal experiences, helping singers connect to each other, and enhancing meaningful experiences through musical expression. We are all here because we are because of our caring for human beings, and we are also here because of our love for music. Music is powerful in and of itself. The engagement principle involves connecting to individual interests, and in I2 choir, this means connecting to singer interests through musical expression. It is one of the primary goals of the I2 choir project to discover the strengths and interests of all of our participants. Promoting individual contributions involves consistent observation and noting the strengths of each individual member. In this slide, I have pictures of Paul, and then playing the piano on the right-hand side, Caleb. Paul is a collector of many, many instruments, and one of these is the harmonica, for which he has a great love. And one time we were singing a piece, and all of a sudden I started to hear the sound of a harmonica. And in that piece, it spoke to Paul that it was time that a harmonica was added. This started as a way that Paul felt empowered to be able to bring that to our I2 choir rehearsal, and especially great when we have the key of the harmonica matching the key of each piece. But in every season, in every session, there is a piece that seems to speak to Paul, and he has an opportunity to play harmonicas. I think we now have about 7 in his hands in various keys that he has played in each of our sessions. Caleb plays the piano, and you'll notice that there is no music on the music stand of the piano. Caleb plays everything by ear and is a fabulous performer. You'll hear in the I2 choir performance video. He is an extraordinary person who has many theater interests as well. And one of the pieces that he wanted to perform was Ain't No Mountain High Enough, with members of our choir, a member of our choir that he does not know as well, and then his dad singing the vocals. So we try to find ways that we can make every singer feel successful, that they help to choose the music, and that we scaffold learning so every person is successful. Participants are actively engaged in not only performing music and performing with expression, they're also involved in decision making, which includes the selection of music. Since we are an intergenerational choir, we sing music that belongs to various generations. Whether we're singing Katy Perry's Firework, Somewhere Over the Rainbow, or Happy Days Are Here Again, we hope every participant can find something that speaks to them. It's important that members create connections to their own lived experiences, as well as connections to other members of the group. Frequent small group discussions and activities lead to deeper understanding of how each musical moment relates to their lived experiences, both individually and as a group. Through these discussions and activities, musicians of all abilities encounter shared and diverse experiences and characteristics that make them interconnected, as well as autonomous and unique. We are more motivated to learn when we personally invest and connect to what we are doing. The engagement principle includes guidelines and strategies for connecting to our personal experiences, and this is a daily goal in I2 Choir. We have found that we are best able to focus on this personal connection by having each choir session, about 12 weeks plus a concert and community sing, surround a particular theme. We find our home in the International Quilt Museum, and so our themes have included a coral quilt of, and then we insert the word that is the focus of our session. So a coral quilt of friendship, a coral quilt of home, of love, of courage, of fun, which was a theme that was actually chosen by the choir and a challenge to me to find music both of their choosing and of my choosing that we would sing together. And most recently, a coral quilt of perseverance. To illustrate how thematic planning engages singers in connecting to our personal experiences, I will share a few connection activities from a coral quilt of wonder. Our centerpiece for this concert was a choral arrangement by Craig Hella Johnson titled, I Love You, What a Wonderful World. We had the opportunity to work with Craig during a rehearsal, which also made our performance of the piece very special. Early in our sessions, we explored the word wonder. Our song lyrics, we looked at our song lyrics, I see skies of blue and clouds of white, bright, blessed days and dark, sacred nights. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. We asked questions and talked about things in small groups. What are some of the wonders of the world, which we have some listed here in this trifold? What are everyday wonders in your world? We sent small groups to research and share about this wonders of the world. We had individuals list and provide pictures and artifacts from home about what they consider everyday wonders. Finally, we asked some musical questions. What kind of music would you write if you wrote music for the poem, What a Wonderful World? Singers brought in pictures of their everyday wonders and shared them with the group, and we read several at the concert. Twirling skirts, bumblebees, beautiful weather, flowers, singing, being in choir. We also tasked the students and the singers to choose a song that we would teach the audience. Teaching a song to the audience is a way that we explore our autonomy and we share and lead in the music making. So there was some pretty heavy campaigning, and the choir came up with this list of 31 contenders. All of these songs, in some way, spoke to them about wonder in the world. There was a lot of campaigning, a lot of vying for what should come up as the winner and the song that we would teach the audience. And so I know you're curious about that. It turned out to be the Rainbow Connection from the Muppet movie. And they were very proud of the fact that they had chosen music that has since led to quite a bit more choice and even the choices of our themes. This past session, we focused on perseverance. We discovered the many ways we've had to persevere in the past couple of years. We shared individual stories of perseverance. We also discussed our individual dreams and pondered the next text by Rollo Dilworth, the next text by Langston Hughes. And musically, we were working on a piece by Rollo Dilworth that included this text. At several points along the way, I asked singers to write down on little cloud cutouts of paper. They talked individually or working in teams about their dreams for the world. And then they shared many of these in rehearsal and in their small groups. I have many scarves, but I happened to select a blue one that kind of looked cloud-like. And as we shared those dreams in our group, I very carefully gathered their dreams in this blue cloud cloth and shared with the audience several of their dreams that were carefully unwrapped during the concert. Bring me all of your dreams, you dreamers. Bring me all of your heart melodies, that I may wrap them in a blue cloud cloth away from the too rough fingers of the world. As we were thinking about perseverance, we thought about what the too rough fingers of the world, what that meant. How do we get back into thinking about our dreams and making those happen? Large and small group discussion occurs during every I2 choir rehearsal, and we have all learned a great deal about each other, with much of this knowledge contributing to our individual and collective meaning making. Creating a sense of community is very important in I2 choir. While many of our members have been with us for many years, others come in and out of the group, many of whom are students in our music education program. In our pre-COVID years, we also tried to have other choirs come to sing with us and for us, creating more opportunities for community engagement. Our final piece, Draw the Circle, illustrates this connection and a need to connect to each other. We draw the circle wide. No one stands alone. We stand side by side. Draw the circle wide. And for each time that we do this, both within our own group and then with other groups that come to join us, we usually start by creating sculptures with these hula hoops. Usually one hula hoop per group, and then we start combining groups until the entire group needs to be together and try to create some sort of sculpture with these hula hoops. And we talk about smaller circles like family and friends and how we can work to expand our circles to include individuals in our community and how important inclusion is for the members of the choir. We also think about individual contributions. I have members who are here participating in the hula hoop activity, sometimes with a smaller group. It seems amazing to look at these pictures in light of our recent COVID journey. I am hopeful that we will have those kinds of moments again someday soon. We will explore things like friendship. Working in small groups we had a choral quilt of friendship. And so they came up with friendship messages and then shared those with each other and with the audience. Friendship is caring and loving each other no matter the circumstances. Spending intentional time with each other. Friendship multiplies our joys and divides our sorrows. We promote individual contributions through our singing, through our leading of activities. In the middle picture, Aaron is leading a warm-up solfege activity where he's composing on the floor using cards and hand signs. And individuals can contribute being MCs for a concert or singing solos. If you want one, you sing one at some point during the year. They may set up for rehearsal. They may click slides or track birthdays, and the list goes on. It is also important that the individual voices of our members be heard. In this instance, they were thinking about what they dream for the world. In another piece about dreams, I Dream a World by Andre Thomas. I dream a world that is free, where people wouldn't use the R word, where everyone is accepted for who they are. As we think about individual contributions, they are very important. And at the final close of this, we think about times that we have been struggling in the past year, and that has become even more critical. At no other time has it been so critical for each member of our group to be seen and heard. In our COVID period of time for almost 2 years, we met every Sunday, including holidays, over Zoom, shifting kind of in and out from who was all there, but many of our members continuing to stay together. This shift in my own perspective moved from how can the singers see me and help, and I can lead them in our singing, to each individual member needs to be seen and needs to be heard. And in this way, because of the way we had set up I2 Choir before, I think that was rather easy, although challenging and difficult, as it was for all of us. But it really was a way that we could continue to connect to each other through our music. So as we're thinking about motivation, these are some ways that we can enhance motivation and promote individual contributions. And I welcome your questions. Thank you.